Z, you know the chop. Ayazahab. Badness no sir. Let me tell you how the badness steer. Dopey bad fly when the Glock display. Tell a boy say no try box this face. Back switch face. You know how your blood clot casket stay boy. You must see one Baptist prayer. When the map stick raise that big straight. Shot misplaced, the key them in your head stop misbehaved. Catch his face, the key never tell us say we lock this place. Which locksmith, anyway watch this place. War with them bunny like plastic plate, hey. We don't play around, when you see the UPK around. We bring the fucking AK around, AR-15s and AR rounds. We don't play around, when you see the UPK around. We bring the fucking AK around, AR-15s and AR rounds. We no take drape up, we no take bait up, we no stay up. And when the next day come, we no change up. Man, I ask them bad as them wake up. Take care, boss boy, head top shake up. So tell a pussy well don't violate us. No care where you status, where you take up. Every man a killer till miss a dead face you straight up. Great stuff, one Westling bigger than NATO. Man we bust it to NATO. Only man we afraid that are the creator, the maker. Hey, we don't play around. When you see the UPK around, we bring the fucking AK around, AR-15s and AR rounds. We don't play around. When you see the UPK around, we bring the fucking AK around, AR-15 and AR rounds. AR-15s and AR rounds. AR-15s and let me tell you how the badness steer. Dopey bad fly when the Glock display. Tell a boy say no try box this face. Back switch face. You know how your blood clot casket stay boy. You must see one Baptist prayer. When the map stick raise that lick straight. Shot misplaced, the teeth them in your head stop misbehave. Catch his face, the key never tell us say we lock this place. Which locksmith, anyway watch this space. War with them bunny like plastic plate. We don't play around, when you see the UPK around. We bring the fucking AK around, AR-15s and AR rounds.
All jokes aside, you know how niggas be like, I'm this and that for life, I'm this and that for life. I'm always for life, nigga, this a blood oath. Hey, yo, Madara, here go a class for you, my nigga. 140 for the rebel. The world turned its back on me. I'm a cripple. We got soldiers, he got soldiers, but I got different ones. Ain't no way out, I'll tell you once. Don't pray for nothing, sin and curse. We can't forgive what's forbidden. Remain in them trenches. Trust in the Lord, but please forgive me for the times that I didn't. If rank is given, have your respect to your apprentice. Be about your business. This loyalty's a death sentence. Look, trying to pick up with a blind fail. They said there'll be many mansions. I'm just grinding for my time share. Them devils ain't playing fair. They hunt you like bad pal, but ain't no getting out the game like Jumanji. You take that oath, it's a Dundee. Try to deal death to a priest, you won't make it out in one piece. So you can stand, just make sure you got the heart. Say your name 3 times, and it's death do us part. No. So how you feel about this truth I done shown you? This ain't the life you think, little nigga, I should want. Even your own people go this zone. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Ain't no more guessing, ain't no more questions. Make sure my election till I'm tucked away like George Jetson. Murder for capital, now it's murder at the Capitol. The world in amazement, we like fuck 'em, raise it. I pity those watching life as it go by. Be giving mercy in this life, I don't know why. In pub smoke, never try to. The dead at home, my brother be the dead, it's all I don't. Either fold or salute, my nigga. They like, how you stay focused? I told them I'm motivated cause of you, my nigga. Brotherhoods and weapons, still got weapons on the scene. And I never do my niggas like Bishop did Raheem. Never mind in all beliefs, they under anesthesia. Shorty say she need me, said she wanna let that love go. Told I let that love grow. But if I bring you to my bed, that's a blood oath. Know what it is, man. So, how you feel about this truth I done shown you? This ain't the life you think, little nigga, I should want. Even your own people gon' disown. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Yeah, yeah.
Prepare for war, just in case it's time to even the score. Say my name 3 times and I kick in the front door. No, I ain't greedy, but I'm hungry and I'm hunting for more. See, I'm a beast, bloody knuckle on all 4 with the gore. I see the ops watching, low clips, review my options. Close range with the shotty, put a hole in his body. Or should I walk up with the Glock, proceed to open his top? Either way, scope an infrared beam. It's a dead shot, pressure is really nothing. I come equipped with the drama. Disrespect, I send my niggas on the flight like Osama. Run your mouth, you might be talking through a tube to your mama. Here's the point, I ain't the type of nigga to be saying that I'ma do anything I damn sure wouldn't do. Your people talking real loud, but I'm aiming for you. Luke Skywalker, and I'll be back to get your 2 live crew. So while it's popping, you shaking and you don't know what to do. Know those rounds for you. Pain. I done seen too many real niggas fall to let these fuck niggas beat me. I must bring the pain. Yeah. Pain. Yeah. I done seen too many real niggas fall to let these fucking devils beat me. I must bring the pain. Yeah. With all my might, with all insight, I stay watching for enemies at the height of the night. Wanna catch me slipping, I know when my trigger finger is itching. I'm under mission, beating these pussies into submission. That king shit, that clap my hands twice when I mean shit. I'm on the block, calling for the rock on some fiend shit. A smooth criminal, I'm Mike J on some lean shit. Died and came back, for my people redeem shit. Devils losing their mind and now they crossing the line. Till a fist goes in your mouth and it comes out with your spine. Out of all the trees you can climb, you devils barking a vine. We still hanging from trees and still holding up signs. For my niggas, it ain't no mystery. I gotta shed blood, and if it's us against the world, then I'm coming with slugs. I got my arms stretched out, but I ain't reaching for hugs. All that love is for the matrix, so it's time to unplug the pain. I done seen too many real niggas fall to let these fuck niggas beat me. I must bring the pain. Yeah. Pain. Yeah. I done seen too many real niggas fall to let these fucking devils beat me. I must bring the pain. Yeah.
According to God, the white man is the devil.
See, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that bygone be. Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to prop. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I tell you once, won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up for parole because of the COVID. It feel like the host in this world that don't go together. Know that it's gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. Yeah, see the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the prophets. You know, like we all come together. Cause you know, they say God so loved the world. God so loved the world and know boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the prophets. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, chill Boy, your ass need to stop it, and she the problem. With step, I'm solid for show. To the fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go. I ain't taking no loss, ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just play with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell him we can't keep it slate. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high. Got your baby pass through the fire. Ain't she the prophets? That baby so belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Death of a failure, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Push your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop it, and she the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why it exists, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop it, and she the give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We'll pray on our knees, nigga. We'll pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We'll pray on our knees, nigga.
ISUPK presents Ask Ye the Prophets weekly podcast.
Every race in the movie.
We are not the trust. We are not the trust your trusted, and we are not the trust the other.
Send in your questions to askyetheprophets@gmail.com or Ask Ye the Prophets on Facebook. And your questions will be answered live every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shalom.
He's speaking of his own. The white man made himself be the Egyptians and the Israelites and the Persians. Every race in the movie. Shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ. Welcome to another episode of Ask Ye the Prophets. The water for tuning in. Listen, just a few announcements. We got once again, this is an ISUPK production, straight out of 1 West 125th Street, under Commander Junior Hanna. We get it on, we serve at the pleasure of the Most High Christ and our Commanding General, you understand, who keeps the spirit of Christ at all times and enforces and teaches this brotherhood like none other. And therefore, we learn how to be the true family that the Most High has been waiting for us to be, you understand, to accept us back into his love and into his care. You understand? Announcements, we got Purim coming up. That's the next high holy day. February 14th and 15th are the 2 days of Purim. You understand? After that, we got the big showdown coming up. You understand? Commander Junior Hanna is going all out down in Cocoa Beach, Florida, the Lord's Passover, right, April 15th, and the Lord's Feast of Unleavened Bread, April 16th. All the way down in Cocoa Beach, Florida. We getting it in. We got the hotel, man, right next to the Passover venue, a giant field, you understand, where we're going to be rocking it out at. You can bring your trailers. If a lot of people want to drive up, we got spaces for your trailers to park, you stay and do your thing. You understand? We're going to get it in. We got events. We got also, Chicago always throwing, Captain Mawquad and his people always throwing the children's events. I think that's the Thursday, the day before Passover. You got the children's thing with the parents can come if they want and enjoy a bunch of games and food at a hot spot that they're going to find down in Florida. You understand? You're going to get it in. Also, Commander Junior Hanna is setting up the boat party. The boat party. You understand? He hooking up the boat party. So that's in the works now. We're going to be scheduling that. So stay tuned for the whole itinerary. They're putting it together now. You're going to have a boat party. I believe they might even be having a fish fry also sometime during Passover week. And before that, a fishing trip on a boat. You understand? They trying to put that together. Brothers also talking about maybe doing a boasting party, buying out, some of a bowling place to do some bowling. A lot of brothers, some of the generals, they like the General Cabal. He like that golf. You understand? There's a place called Top Golf. What you got? No sweat. Go ahead. Hook it up.
The ISUPK presents the all-black attire riverboat party a celebration of our oath to the Most High, ISUBK Florida, April 14th, 2022.
So that's April 14th. That's the day before the Passover. Also, you understand, gonna be getting it in. All black attire, you know what I'm saying? We gonna get it in, man. And we gonna rededicate. We're gonna give the Lord another oath, a continuous oath, you know, that we serve once again at the pleasure of the Most High in Christ, rolling under Commander General Yohana, who rolls in the spirit of the Most High in Christ. We're gonna do it up. And so a lot of things are scheduled, man. A lot of things are scheduled. So we got that hotel right next to the venue. There's also a hotel that hotel works with about 10 minutes away. Got another hotel that you're gonna be that you're able to get into also. All that, and book your rooms through the ISUPK. That's the only way to make it valid. And all that'll be posted. If it's not posted already, it'll be posted real soon. You understand? So now we're gonna get it in. Let's start off with some scriptures, man. Give me Micah 2:10 real quick. All right, bud. We got Officer Yediah in the house, rocking with a Hebrew. Give him a hand. And we got Officer Ibad Hayah in the house, always holding it down with a Hebrew. I appreciate their work and their service. You understand? Listen, America, of course, continues to do what it always does. America's continuing to do what it's been doing and has always been doing and is still continuing to do, which is oppress the children of the Almighty God, oppress the children of the God of Israel. You understand? And in turn, the Most High just does what he always do when our oppressor hurts us. He assaults the oppressor. He assaults him until that big showdown. You understand? Until that final day where not only does he assault our oppressor, but he gets rid of him. He brings down his whole empire and puts his face in the dirt and puts him under our boot. You understand? And we'll rule over them for eternity in that day. Until then, you know, it's a small assaults. The Lord just building it up the same way he did in Egypt. In Egypt, he did small assaults on our oppressor. You understand? Small, he sent the plagues on them. You understand? What he's doing in America. He sent the flies. He sent the locusts. The frogs, he turned the water to blood. You understand? He sent boils and disease on the Egyptians, man. He did little hits and little assaults on them until that big final one. When Pharaoh didn't listen in the end, he did the ultimate thing. When he killed the firstborn. He killed the firstborn in every house in the land of Egypt, man. They say you could hear the crying in the whole place, man, the whole city. There was crying because there was a dead body in every house. He killed the firstborns of all their animals. You understand? So there was animals dead and people dead in every family and every house in the land of Egypt. But the Israelites, who was right next to Egypt in a place called Goshen, we were safe. The Lord passed over us. He sent death to pass over us and assault Egypt, man, and kill the firstborn animal and person in Egypt, man. And he's going to do the same horrible thing in America. He going to do something. The scriptures tell you that what he do to America, you ain't ever going to think about Egypt anymore. The punishment and the splitting of the Red Sea and the firstborn dead and the animals dead and all those diseases and plagues and all them things, it's going to be small compared to how he's going to take America down. You understand? So we got a great day coming, brothers. All we got is hold on. Listen, face it. Nobody loves you here. Nobody loves you but these brothers and sisters, these warriors and these princesses in the ISUPK. We the only ones that give a damn about black and brown people. We just the only ones. You understand? Nobody else out here cares for you, man. They all compromise with our oppressor. You understand? You got brothers and sisters call themselves Israelites and they claim to love Israel and they'll say shalom to you or shalom or some dialect of it. You understand? But they compromise. They compromise. A lot of them say, well, you can't celebrate the Lord's high holy days in America. Some of them say certain laws you can't follow in America. Some of them say, well, I don't pay tithes or celebrate the Sabbath. A whole bunch of different things they claim they can't do in America. Some of them go as far as to say, well, we do eat pork and we eat the abominations that the Lord say not to eat because that's the only way you can be in the grace of Christ. You understand? So it's a lot of lunacy out of here trying to claiming to serve the Most High. You understand? That's why the ISUPK, being the home of the truth, if you ain't sticking in here, man, then you didn't fail.
Right.
You didn't fail. The Lord say, teach no other doctrine except for the doctrine that you've learned up in here. You understand? Anybody, whoever taught you as an Israelite, however you learned it, either learned it from the ISUPK or learned it from somebody who learned it from the ISUPK. You understand? We the daddy. When this school started and the brothers and the head priest with General Yohana was rolling back in the 80s, and you know what I'm saying? They was, nobody knew they was an Israelite. Everybody was on the streets. All the black power groups, all of them was claiming Islam and 5% and the goddamn Moorish Americans and all those type things that they thought were black, until the prophets of the Lord, the real prophets of the Lord, showed them those things is following a whole nother race of people, a whole nother nation. That's not our culture, man. It's another form of deception that our oppressor lets us follow and feeds us. You understand? But we were none of those things. And then brothers start challenging the prophets of the Lord. And of course, the Lord being with them, they would show and prove what they say and battle them on the streets and really show them. And a lot of them left that bull that they was in back then and came into the truth, man. And came into the truth. I know I used to, I was an ex-halfway Muslim. I never got all up in it, but that was the closest thing I was, because that was the black thing in the hood. Everybody was getting the Muslim names. All the parents was naming everybody the Muslim names. And you know what I'm saying? To be Muslim, you stop eating pork, which felt right. You know, it seemed right. They used to say the pig was half cat, rat, and dog, part cat, rat, and dog. You understand? It was the closest thing that we knew of, at least, to black militancy. If you was black or brown and you was a soldier, they fed you those Islamic religions like Fruit of Islam, I guess the Sunni Muslims, 5% Nation, the Moorish American, even that simple as Dr. York had a lot of young soldiers wanting to get down with him because it seemed black and seemed strong. You understand? Until the ISUPK start busting their ass. When I came around in the 90s, me and General Muhammad, when we came around in the 90s, they were still big, the more Muslim religion, the Ansar community, and other little Islamic sects. They were still big, especially in Philadelphia. You understand? And then I saw the prophets hand them their ass and show and prove that was a false religion, man, and that Islam was idol worship. And proved to them and showed them how they was closer to Christian, the white man, to the white Christian faith and worship than they were to the actual God of the Bible. You understand? And the God that they thought they were serving. You understand? How could you walk around a black man being oppressed by the white man, you walking around worshiping an Arab God, trying to learn and speak an Arab religion, trying to dress like Arabs, trying to befriend Arabs who did not even love you back then. While the Arabs own big oil companies and got rich countries, you understand, and some of them Arab countries, own oil, getting paid from oil. You try to get down with them and say, look, I want to get a little hustle. Can you give me a job? And they give you cool water. And they give you little $5 oils to sell in front of their gas stations or outside of their businesses. They don't even bring you in the Muslim stores that they have in Philadelphia, all along 52nd Street. Every time I go in there, ain't nobody black behind them counters. You understand? You might find one of them at the door peddling, greeting everybody. Or most likely, especially in Philadelphia, and hell, I ran into some in Vegas too. You understand? You might find brothers selling them $5 oils to you outside of some Muslim shop, some Muslim-owned business. I see them a lot in Philly in front of the gas stations, up and down the block of 52nd and Market, where all the little Muslim shops are. They up there peddling $5 oils while the Arabs, the real Muslims, are getting paid, owning businesses and shops and stores. You understand? So they never even loved you, man. They never even loved you while you loved them always. Trying to run from the white man, you run up under a whole nother nation, man. Well, the ISUPK starts stomping those lies, man, and showing brothers who they really are, who their God is, and the power that they could really have if they return to the Most High, man. And they learn to let these religions go and let these beliefs go. Because it's a shame that you'll never be Arab, black man, Hispanic man. You'll never be an Arab, so why worship an Arab God? Why try to follow the customs and traditions of an Arab? Why love them? I used to run into Muslims when I first came into the truth. And once again, I was halfway a Muslim. So all my cousins, who are half of them dead now, were Muslims. A lot of my friends were Muslims, you understand? And then it dawned on me once I heard the truth and started learning the truth. I said, why follow these people, man? Why run from the white man right into the lap of a whole nother oppressor when we greater than all of them? We greater than all of them, and our history and our love is stronger than all of them, man. And then it started opening my eyes to see that these people don't really love us. And black Muslims, they are different from Arab Muslims. We joined Islam and do the whole, we ain't no different from just being on the streets, being Christian, selling dope, you understand, murdering and shooting. That's all it is in Islam. And so are the Christians, black Christians on the street selling dope. You ask any drug dealer what religion, most of them going to say Christian. Some of them might say Islam. Some of them might say Muslim. You understand? Those are the two things fed down our throat. You understand? But it ain't changed us from being drug dealers. It ain't stopped the drug addiction. It ain't stopped the oppression. None of that. You understand? Until once again, Commander General Yohana brought the ISUPK to Philadelphia, Baltimore, Carolina. You understand? Now we all across the world. In the UK, Canada, Britain. You understand? We are down in South America. We over in the Caribbean. Where? In Honduras, man. I think Hawaii too, right? Brothers in Hawaii, man. All over the place. Why? Because he never failed. He never quit. Alaska, you understand? This thing is growing all by the power of the Most High. You understand? And one thing we learn, don't put your faith in our oppressor's kingdom. Right. This place is not for us. They don't love us. And we fine with it. We fine with it. You know who does love us? The Most High God of Israel, the creator of everything. He loves us. His only begotten son, a black man, Jesus Christ, loves us. Right. All them holy black angels that roll with Christ, they love us. You understand? And now we learn how and why and to love each other, man. That's the thing. That's the main thing we were missing. We lost love for each other trying to love the oppressor, because all his traps and schemes and laws and his traditions and his culture dictates that we be separated, all the 12 tribes. It forces us to separate and then hate each other, trying to love him. Trying to love him, because you can't love him and love the 12 tribes at the same time. And because he tricked us with his Christian church, his Muslim mosque, and all his traditions and cultures, he trains us to love him from when we children, and our parents allow it because they don't know no better, because they were trained to love him. And loving him forces us to be against our own. You understand? Read Micah 2:10.
This is the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye.
Arise ye. That's number one. We got to stand up. You come to serve the Most High, you'll learn how to stand up. Arise ye. Read.
And depart.
And depart. And depart. We in this hell. We slaves in this hell, right? And this is where the Lord put us in these last days. And this is where he say he's going to deliver us from. So we here physically, but when the Lord tell us to depart, it means depart spiritually, depart mentally. Take your love, your mind, your care, your need for their affection. Take that out of America. Take that out of this place. Stop fighting for him to love us. We don't need his love. Our love for each other is good enough. The love the Most High and Christ have for us, that's good enough. All we need is us. You understand? So depart, man. Take your love from him. Don't give him your love. Only give your people your love. Give the Most High and Christ your love. These laws, this Bible, man, these laws and statutes in this Bible, which in turn teaches you how to love each other. We love these 12 tribes, man. Depart from our oppressor, and you should come back to Israel and start loving us, because that's who we are. We are not Muslim or Arab. We are not Christians or Americans. We are the lost 12 tribes of Israel who found our way back home. Some of us then found our way back home. So the Lord say, arise and depart. You ever heard the term be in the world, but not of the world? That's what it means to depart. You understand? We here, we in the world, but we don't let this place get inside of us. We don't let this place get inside of us. In fact, we teach classes and go on these streets, and we put the Lord's spirit inside of people in the world. That's what we do. We don't let this place get inside of us. We put his word and his truth and his love inside of our brothers and sisters the same way that the Lord put it in us. What's up, Cap? You have a third. Come. So he put it in us. You understand? So arise and depart. Go ahead.
For this is not your rest.
This is not our rest, man. We done got too comfortable as a people in America, man. And the more comfortable we get, the more we fight for them to accept us. Year after year after year, we beg and plead and march for these people to change their mind on how they feel about us. We beg them to stop hating us. And we try to bring them proof. You see, you should love us. Look how much we love you. Look, you killed my babies and I still forgive and love you. That little white boy, what's his name, went up in that church, man, killed 9, Dylan Roof, went up in that church in Carolina, killed 9 of them simple-ass Christians because they try to love everybody and accept everything and not be on full alert when the enemy comes. They try to look past who he is and try to accept the beast into their heart, and the beast killed 9 of them that day, man. Came up in their church, sat with them. They saw him, and they just ignored him, and they went on with their regular prayers while the beast started pulling out a gun and murdering them. Right. And while he murdering them, the rest of them started praying. They be watching them shoot him. He reloading and everything, and they praying, oh, God, stop this guy, and let's put your love in his heart while the beast is killing them, man. They trying to pray the gun out of his hand rather than grab him and whoop his ass. Right. You understand? That's what this place does to us, man. We fight and we fight trying to change them from hating us to love us, but we can't do that, man. You understand? The Lord said, arise and depart. Read after that, after depart again.
For this is not a rest.
You hear that? This is not our rest. This ain't the place where the Lord wanted us to find love and find peace and find safety. This is not that place. This is the land of judgment. This is our punishment here, man. This is our punishment, and thank the Lord we coming to the end of that punishment, which means the end of this empire, which means the end of the belt called AKA the white man. The end of that switch that grandma beat you with, that punishment tool, that's what the white man is. The Lord created him to be our punishment. And we coming to the end of our punishment, so it's going to be no more need for him. No more need for him. You understand? This place is not our rest. You're looking for a career here if you're in the truth, maybe. If you're in the truth and you're skilled enough to have a career and make some money to help with this nation and to help with this Lord, help with the Lord's work, that's fine. That's fine. But don't be fighting for no career trying to gain love from our oppressor and be all up in his world and be a part of his society and forget about your people. That ain't happening. This is not your rest. Read.
Because it is polluted.
It is what?
Polluted.
It's polluted, man. That's what God is saying through the prophets, man. God is saying this. The prophets is saying this place is polluted, man. This is a prophecy. This is a prophecy, man. Showing you that America is not the place of God. This is not the place of your rest. This is not the place for you to get comfortable. This place is polluted, man. God is saying it's polluted. This is Satan's empire. So ain't no surprise that it's polluted. This is the place that was given to evil men to be in charge of. So it's no surprise that this place is polluted. Go ahead.
It shall destroy you.
It'll do what?
It shall destroy you.
It will destroy you. If you looking at this place as your rest, if you're trying to get comfortable in this place, if you don't stand up and arise against this place, it will destroy you. It will destroy you. Read.
Even with a sore destruction.
Give me Ecclesiastes 7:3. It will destroy you even with a sore destruction, man. It ain't going to be nothing nice what happens to you in America, man. Our people, we learn the hard way year after year after year. We learn the hard way trying to force love out of these people for us.
trying to beg them and cry. Like they don't have a heart like we have a heart. We grew up amongst people, ourselves with black and brown people are very compassionate. You cry enough to them, I'm sorry, please. We change our heart. We have a change of heart and start loving you. That's what happens amongst us. And our oppressor know it. That's why when he do evil to gain you, to make you love him again, because you mad at him because he did evil. He didn't kill this person. He did this. Then he get on TV and say, I apologize if I offended anyone. I didn't mean it. I didn't that. And then our heart ache for him. Oh, look at our oppressor saying sorry. Okay, I forgive you. We love you. Right after Dylan Roof killed them 9 Christians, them same day, the blood ain't even dry off the floor. Those same Christians that witnessed it was saying, we forgive him. We forgive him. Through the power of Christ, we forgive him. No, Christ ain't never said to do that. Christ ain't never said to do that. You understand? To forgive our oppressor for his murder. He got to be held accountable. You understand? We may not have the power to hold him accountable, but our God will hold him accountable. We're supposed to pray and ask our God to hold him accountable. We're supposed to pray and ask our God for justice. Not, God, don't even hurt them over what they did to your children. Forgive them. Forgive them. No, that's a Christian lie. That's how Christians do. And they were taught by our oppressor to do that. Why? Because our oppressor teaches the church and all these religions how to be good slaves. You understand? But Jesus Christ, he wasn't a good slave. Those disciples, they were not good slaves. Those prophets, they were not good slaves. You understand? All them men, those righteous brothers in the Bible, they were not good slaves. You understand? They always stood with the Lord and asked the Lord to deliver us. And by delivering us, it means destroy these people that's over us. That's what delivering us means. The disciples said, Lord, will thou restore the kingdom at this time? The disciples knew in order for Christ to restore the kingdom at this time, he got to kill them Romans. You understand? But Christ told him it ain't in my power. The Most High, he going to kill them Romans on a day he appointed. And I don't even know that day. You understand? But these are the signs of the days where he going to kill these Romans. Romans call themselves Americans now too. You understand? They call themselves Americans. You understand? That's what they ask for. Anytime the prophets or the disciples or anybody asks for Israel to be saved and Israel to be deliverance, that means when are you going to kill the people that hurt us and make us free? Because that's the only way to get free from them, is to get rid of them. You understand? Ecclesiastes 7:3.
Kadokan. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 3. Sorrow is better than laughter.
Slocky, 13. 7 and 13. Might have been my bad.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 13. Mm-hmm. Consider the work of God.
Hey, y'all better check out how God works, man. God don't work like that. He don't create a people and when they get oppressed, he got to beg that oppressor and forgive him every time he hurt you. That's what they teach you in the church, but that's not the God of the Bible. That ain't how Jesus Christ rolled. You understand? He never taught in the Bible that you got to love your enemy and oppress your enemy when they murder you. You understand? In the Bible, when he say love your enemies, he talking about your brothers and sisters that do you wrong. That's what he would love. Right. He would love for you to have a little mercy. He would love for you to have a little mercy and compassion as much on each other, on the 12 tribes of Israel, as you try to have for the white man. That's what he would love. Because you fight and beg and march and beg for his love. You understand? You quick to forgive him and apologize to him. Meanwhile, the minute you get angry at your brother, you murdering them, man. The murder rate going crazy out the roof right now because we don't forgive each other. We don't look past when we hurt each other. But our slave master, he hurt us, boy, and this, you know what I'm saying? It's, oh, I'm so mad. But all right, I got to move on. I can't keep anger in my heart because it only hurts me. So I forgive them. I forgive them and love them, and maybe they'll change one day. No, they won't change. Right. You understand? Because God about to tell you how he works. And you better consider it. Consider the works of God. Consider his works. Read.
For who can make that straight?
So who can make that straight? That's what your marching is doing. You're marching and you're begging him. You understand? You're voting for these people. You're trying to make straight a people that God didn't create to be straight. You're trying to make righteous or make into good people a people that God didn't create to be good people, that he didn't create them to be righteous people. We're gonna get it right after this. You understand? He said, who can make straight? Read.
Which he hath made crooked.
Who can make straight which he hath made crooked? What's the answer? Nobody. Nobody can make straight what God made crooked. That's why he said, consider his work, man. His works are perfect. So our oppressor is a crooked, evil, wicked, bastardly race. And now he's perfect because the Lord created him for that. He's perfect at being evil. He's a perfect bastard. He's perfect at being wicked. He's perfect at murder. He's perfect at oppression. He's perfect at lies and deceit. He's perfect at everything evil because he was created to be the perfect monster. You understand? He was created to be the perfect villain. The Most High created him. And you better consider his work. You can't make straight what he made crooked. So stop trying to make these people straight and wonderful and right and fair. They will never be. They don't have it in them to be that. Even if they pretend to be that to you. Even if they pretend there's an agenda. They're not doing this because this is what they are. They don't appear being nice to you because they're really nice. They don't appear being kind and gentle to you because they're really kind and gentle to our people. There's always an agenda behind it. Most times it's money or power, which they go hand in hand. Money and power. You see our enemies being kind to you or nice to you is for money or power. You understand? It's for money or power. Read. So who can make, okay, so go to Job 9 and 24. Then I'm going to get that first story about the Justice Department. You understand? We're going to go to Job 9 and 24. Because the Lord said, he asked a question, who can make straight that which he have made crooked? Nobody can do it. You can't make these people righteous. So the same thing would be to stop trying. Stop trying to make them righteous. Stop trying to force them to love you. They hate us. Accept it. Deal with it. Now let's serve our God and beg him while we do his mighty work and teach our brothers and sisters and raise up this nation. While we're doing that, let's beg our God to put his paws on them. Let's beg our God to bring these people below our foot so we can be free and then rule over them like he said we would. Let's beg for that. Instead of trying to straighten out something that our God did made crooked, let's let it be crooked. Let's accept the fact that it's crooked. Read.
This book of Job, 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Read that again.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Consider the works of God. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Who is the only one with the power to give the earth to the wicked? God, the God of Israel, the Most High Yahweh. He gave this earth to the wicked. That's why in Micah it said it's polluted. That's why it said arise and depart, because this earth belongs to the wicked. Who made him wicked? God. Consider the works of God. He made him wicked. So how are you going to beg and plead and pretend to yourself like there's a chance you could make him righteous? You can't do it. He was created to be wicked, man. He was created crooked. It is his job to do it. You understand? And the earth was given to him. Why? Because we failed. The earth was made for us. It was made for us. It's all over the Bible. You, black man, Hispanic man, it's Native American Indian man, First Nation man. It was made for you, but because you failed and broke your agreement with God, because you failed and disrespected our God, our Holy Father, he went on and gave the earth to the wicked. We didn't want to do right by it. He said, all right, I'm going to show them. They don't want to listen to me. They don't want to rule this thing like I said. All right, I'm going to give them just what they want. They want to worship other gods and follow other nations and races. I'm going to give them exactly what they want. I'm going to give them other gods. and I'm going to give them a nation that was created to be the crooked, most wicked, evil, murderous bastard on earth. Here we are. Here we are, serving out our punishment, living on an earth that belongs to our oppressor, the wicked, a.k.a. the white man. You understand? But there is a way out. Because if God gave the earth to the wicked because of our disobedience and our disrespect, guess what? Guess what? He can take the earth back. He's the only one got the power to do it. He can take the earth back if we start being obedient and respectful toward our God, our Holy Father, man. We can get it back, and that's what the ISUPK is working on. You understand? Y'all can hate us or love us. We could give a damn, but we're going to serve the Most High. And one day we know we're going to be out of here and we going to be in charge. You understand? You can follow your Old Testament group if you want. You can follow your New Testament group if you want. You can follow whatever wacky religion you want. You can call us a cult. You can do whatever you want. But in the end, there's going to be a war. There's going to be a fight. There's going to be a fight for who are the children of God and who are the true prophets. You understand? And if you ain't in the ISUPK, it's going to be a bad day for you. I'm warning you now. It's going to be a very bad day for you. What you holding? You read Job 9:24. That's all I need on that. Go to that story about the Justice Department, man. We about to read about hatred. You know, I just showed you the Lord said you can't make these people straight, which he made crooked. Now we're going to read about police hatred. Let's read some of that. It goes on every day. And some people say, well, hell, it happens so much. Why even talk about it? It happens so much. We're going to still talk about it. We're going to still talk about it because they hate us every day. We're going to talk about it every day. And we're going to prepare for what the Lord going to do to them every day. Go ahead.
Justice Department continues to look at 20-year-old cold cases for the civil rights era, 13 of which are police-involved killings in southern states.
You hear that? They looking at all the old the cold cases, all the old cases, and a lot of them are dealing with police murder. A lot of them are dealing with police injustice and police murder. You understand? And this goes decades and decades, way 60s and 70s, you understand? And guess what? It's 2021. Nothing has changed. That same hatred they had back then is the same hatred they have now. You understand? They still hate us. And they just now, and listen, this is part of the hatred. They are just now really looking at these cold case files, all these old cases, which means what? Which means what? They purposely let these people get away with murdering us. More hatred. The Justice Department hates us too, just in case you didn't understand. The Justice Department hates us. He hates black and brown people. They hate us. And so after they all old and dead and gone, then they look back on those cases to see, you know, what happened, what's going on. You understand? A lot of them, when that stuff happened, they sealed those cases. They sealed the whole truth about Martin Luther King. They said when it happened, they sealed it for 50 years because they didn't want all the truth about J. Edgar Hoover coming out, all of the tapes they had of Martin Luther King and all the plots they had against him. You understand? They didn't want none of that to come out. They sealed it for 50 years. Why? Because everybody be dead. And nobody will have to pay for it. And then just on paper, so-and-so was exonerated. Oh, we found out this, but so-and-so was exonerated. You understand? Which don't mean a goddamn thing. Because it happened so long ago. You understand? But I'm just showing you the hatred they've always had for you and the hatred they have now. You Christians might be fooled. Because once again, you still trying to make this crooked man straight. And you see he's revisiting these old cases and you're like, oh, maybe he do care. Maybe they do care. They're going to at least say that those people were wrong, what they did. Everybody knows they're wrong. Everybody's always known they're wrong. It's just that not a goddamn thing happens to them. And even now, nothing's going to happen to them because they ain't around no more. They ain't around no more. And though we pay for what our fathers did and we pay for what our ancestors did, you understand, and we have to suffer because of the poverty you put our parents and grandparents in, we still suffering from it. You understand? Your people never want to suffer from what your people did. You don't hold in account the children of those people that hurt us and had us in slavery, all those people that killed slaves and chased them out of their homes and stole their farms and stole their houses that they were paying for when they were signed on contract, freed slaves and had businesses and properties, and you just came and killed who you caught, chased the rest away, stole their properties. Those grandchildren are still living those properties and rich off of those properties and running businesses off of those properties, but you don't have nothing in your law that'll hold them accountable. You understand? But if it was black and brown people, they would take it from us. You best believe that. They'd find out, hey, your grandfather took this from so-and-so, and they'd take our properties from us. If it's found that our grandfather's dead and gone, took it from some white people, they take it and give it right back and make things right. But they don't work like that with us. Why? Because they hate us. The police hate us, and the Justice Department hates us. So they're investigating these old cases. Read.
Carter McCon, this week, the United States Justice Department closed its investigation into the death of Emmett Till, despite finding no new evidence to bring new charges in the 14-year-old's 1955 lynching. The FBI's cold case initiative continues to investigate other cold case crimes.
So that one was talking about Emmett Till. Y'all remember him? He supposedly whistled at a white woman, and then a mob of white men captured him. You understand? Beat him half to death, shot him, then weighted his body down in some water with a giant factory fan. They weighted his body down in the water. They found him days later, body swole up from the water, looking horrible from the beating that he had. His mother had an open casket funeral just to show the world what these bastards did to her child. You understand? So they about to close the case because they went back trying to investigate that and look at that. When the woman said, he never said anything to her. She admitted that because she old as hell, writing some book. Nothing happened to her. She wasn't held accountable. She wasn't charged with lying. You understand? They say the two brothers, her husband and his brother, the ones who supposedly admitted the guilt back then, they were found not guilty, even though they admitted it. An all-white jury found them not guilty. Why? Because they hate us, and they hated Emmett Till, and they didn't give a damn that they murdered Emmett Till. So they found them not guilty, and there was stories swirling around about the witnesses who said they wasn't the only two white men. It was dozens of white men. And they had some brothers with them who they forced to catch Emmett Till and hold him in the back of the truck while they were driving. Because a black witness said it was black and white people that was part of the mob. They say those black people were like the employees of some of them white men. They're slaves, and they're employees who they forced to help them get Emmett Till. You understand? All that investigation, all this going on, it don't mean nothing because everybody's gone. You understand? The old woman, they ain't gonna go find out. They could find out. White people keep some records. They just hide all the records that hurt them. And they make them classified and bury those records that hurt them. They could find out each and every one of those people that was there back then. They could hold their old ass accountable if they still alive, or they could find out something they did that they could blame on them children, because them children benefiting from it. Go ahead, you die.
What you bringing out, General, is so heavy is that the so-called Jew, they still hunt down old decrepit Edomites that was part of the Nazi party and hang them old devils that are in their 80s and early 90s. They still give them the death penalty. So it's a lot.
They got a whole show about it. They got movies about it. I saw the movie. They was plotting on them old Germans, and that movie wasn't considered racist. It wasn't considered. If somebody would have made a movie, disrespecting the so-called Jewish white man, it would have been anti-Semitic, and they would have took the movie down. But they made a whole movie about catching them old Germans or living under other names, got a whole new life, then put that behind them. They tracked them down and find them and murder them. And that's on TV. You can go find it. I forget the name of it, though. You can go find that movie. You understand? But that ain't considered racist against the Germans. That ain't considered wrong. They said they had to find them just to make things right. That's justice, too. And that is justice. I got to admit that that's justice. You ain't supposed to commit genocide amongst the people or be part of committing genocide amongst the people and then allowed to live a good old life and go away, change your name and live a good old life. You should pay for that. You understand? And the Jewish white people, they had the power to make them pay for that. It's just that black and brown people, we don't have the power to make our murderers and our oppressors pay for what they do to us, to the genocide they commit amongst us. That's why God has to step in. You understand? And fight for us. Read. Go jump down. It's a paragraph that starts with the Justice Department reported to Congress. I think it's like 3 paragraphs down. We're going to jump down to that. It starts with the paragraph starts. You got it.
The Justice Department reported to Congress in July that 20 cold cases from the 60s and 70s where American citizens' civil rights were violated continued to be investigated by the DOJ. Some 13 of the
so now there's all these cases being brought up from the what? 60s and 70s? What is it?
That 20 cold cases from the 60s and 70s.
From the 60s and 70s, meaning what? Who gonna give a damn? 50 years ago. 50 years ago, these people is old and decrepit. You understand? And it ain't gonna be like the guy I brought out with the Jewish movie where we could hold these old bastards accountable and put them in jail for murder and put them in jail for violating our civil rights. That ain't gonna happen. Right. That's not gonna happen. So it's just to make Christians feel better. Mm-hmm. It's just to make you voters feel better, since you give a damn so much on how white people feel and what they think and if they apologize. You give a damn, so it's just to make you feel good. It ain't for nothing else. It doesn't bring justice. It doesn't help. Emmett Till's family still distraught. They still distraught for what happened to their child, because nobody went to prison. Nobody was murdered in return. They didn't receive justice, and they closing the investigation. They said, we done with this. You understand? And them investigating it now makes no goddamn, so what? 60s and 70s. They opening old cases. Go ahead.
Where American citizens' civil rights were violated.
Right. Meaning they committed crimes. These Americans, white Americans, committed crimes against black and brown Americans. Read.
To be investigated by the DOJ. Some 13 of the 20 cases are police-involved killings of black people in southern states.
You see that? Police always been murdering us. Read on. They've always been murdering us.
One such case was a 1970 demonstration in Augusta, Georgia, that exploded after a 16-year-old boy named Charles Oatman was killed while in the custody of a county jail.
Right. Y'all think that's something new, huh? Sandra Bland in custody, she dies. Freddie Gray in custody, he dies. Black and brown people in custody, and they die. That's nothing new. You understand? There's one cold case file that don't mean a damn thing that they investigated it, but it's just an example, and these things always happen. He was killed in police custody. Go ahead.
Was killed in the custody of the county jail. The uprising lasted for 2 days and included thousands of black residents protesting in a 7-mile radius.
Please, Mr. White Man, why you do that? He in your custody and you killed him. You got to stop. You got to start loving us. You got to stop. You got to start loving us. Listen, white people, they mob together, and you and a black person in prison, they go to the prison and fight the police. They overtake the prison, fight the police, and force them to take him out of that prison so they could lynch him and burn him and drag him through the city. Why do I say these things? Because these are facts and these things happen. We get mad and get thousands of black people together and start begging. And then we chant, no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Meanwhile, you as peace and sweet as a lamb. You sweet as sugar, marching and protesting. You understand? Most of the fires and the looting and the burning is done by white plants that come amongst the marchers and do those things. We don't even do it. What you gonna say? Go ahead.
Farrakhan said, "Want justice or else."
Or else. And when he said it, the ISUPK said, "Or else what?" Right. We ain't seen it yet, because he halfway a Christian. He half a damn Christian. You understand? Read.
During this act of civil unrest, 6 black men were shot by local police, but no one paid a criminal penalty for those deaths.
Look at that. And while we begging, they hate us to even beg. We think we appealing to their heart, but they don't have a goddamn heart. The Lord created them to be crooked and wicked and evil. While we begging and asking for justice, how'd he die in custody? Why did this happen? Just explain to us. That's all we want, please, Master. He get upset. Man, I'm tired of these niggas. And he killed 6 of us during the protest. And if the report say 6, that means about 30, 100, something like that, out of thousands of people, man. And how, who knows how many he beat down and crippled and ruined their life physically. You understand? This is how they treat us when we just march and beg. You understand? They hate us. Read. And what it say? Nobody was charged. Nobody was even charged, let alone went to jail. Nobody was found guilty. They were found innocent. Not even that. Nobody was charged with these murders. Go ahead.
An all-white jury acquitted the 2 officers.
What? Another all-white jury. That's why when them devils that killed Amer Barry, that lawyer said, we need some more bubbas on this jury. We need some bubbas, man. You know what I'm saying? These are smart people, intelligent people. You know, back on them juries back then, they would get all bubbas. They wouldn't get no sophisticated, educated white people to be on them juries. They get all hay lifting, barrel of hay lifting, horse and mule and cart carrying bubbas to sit up on that jury chewing their tobacco and spitting right there in the jury box. You know, these are big dopes. He ain't guilty, Your Honor. That nigger deserved it. Watch your mouth, Bubba. I'm sorry. Shit. You know what I'm saying? I bet it was like 12 monkeys sitting in that goddamn jury box, man.
Married to their sister. Your son is your nephew.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? My sister is here, Your Honor. She'd like to be a witness. Well, that's not how it worked, Bubba. All right, baby, you go at home, take care of them kids. That's your sister. You understand? All whacked out, man, but we got no chance. That's the point. Go ahead.
An all-white jury acquitted the 2 white officers who were charged with the police-involved shootings that wounded 5 protesters and resulted in the death of John Stokes.
Go ahead.
The DOJ could determine that the victims' federal civil rights were violated in those shootings.
Right. He said they could or couldn't.
Khan could determine that the victims' federal civil rights were violated in those shootings.
And they see that they violated us like they always do. Go to the next story. How is this de-escalating? There's a video. I'd like to play it if we can. I'm not sure if we can. You let me know. We can read some of it. You understand? This is, once again, police hatred, showing how much they hate us. Everybody hates us. All right. Let's play this. Come on. And just to give you some background, this is, I think a brother was arguing with somebody else in a store. They arguing back and forth, but the white police showed up. And because the brother had some mouth with him, he started to attack the brother. You understand? And in the video, you're going to see where the brother tell him, I never touched him. He said, you were fighting. They said, we wasn't fighting. And he only let the brother go at first because there were so many people against him. He ended up letting the brother go and asking to speak to him outside. And the brother was explaining to him what was going on outside. He's just saying not to touch him. And the police still put handcuffs and arrested him at the end because of his pride. Like, they arrest you just because they don't like what you say to them, just because you don't move fast enough. If they say back the hell up and you stand there a second too slow, they can put handcuffs on you, man, in America, because they hate you and they can't stand you. Let me know when you're ready for the video. Go ahead.
How is this de-escalating? Bystanders outraged after viral video shows Minneapolis police officer violently arresting elderly black man.
And it's one of our elders, man. One of our grandfathers, man. One of our fathers. Read. Okay, go ahead. It's ridiculous how they do us, man. I remember that video, a hurtful video, man. Well, they took that grandmama, grabbed her out the car, man. You know, our grandmamas sometimes, they got them big breasts, big grandmama breasts, and obviously had a ton of families, excellent at making cakes and cookies. They pulled her over, wanted her to get out the car. She ain't get out fast enough. They yanked her out the car, threw her on her stomach, man. It's a horrible thing to see. These oppressors throwing our elders, man, all over the ground like they're nothing. Like they're nothing. Made a whole black family, from the children to the elders, get out their car, and everybody sit in the middle of the damn ground and street. That's how they treat us. I ain't never seen them make a white family get out their car and sit on the dirty ass ground and street. That ain't what they do to their people. They do it to us because they hate us, and you cannot make them love us. You got it? You say something?
And they also did it, sir, in Colorado to a family of sisters, where they had the grandmother, the mother, the sisters, the aunt, and the 5-year-old baby all handcuffed and laid on the ground.
Handcuffed the baby. I mean, one time they had kids, man. I think they ranged from like 6 to 12 and 13. Handcuffed, sitting on the damn payment. Brother walked up with his camera and said, "What are you doing? These are babies. These are babies. Why are they in handcuffs? These are babies." Like they felt threatened or something. Police is ridiculous, man. But they hate us. Let's accept it. And let's move knowing they hate us. And let's build our love with each other, man, which we can only do in the ISUPK under the laws and commandments of this Bible. Go ahead.
Don't put your hands on me. You're out. What are you doing? You're supposed to de-escalate. How is it de-escalating?
Go to the beginning again.
How the fuck is this de-escalating? Right now. Don't put your hands on me. You're out. What are you doing? You're supposed to de-escalate. How is it
So it starts with him arguing with an Edomite.
De-escalating, dog. What are you doing?
And of course, the police want to grab the brother, not the Edomite. He never touched her. He never touched the police.
Why is he under arrest? Why is he under arrest? He did nothing. He did nothing for this. Why are you putting your hands on me? How?
He just want to know why is you putting your hands on me. You're supposed to not be able to put your hands on him.
Watching that.
If he didn't do anything, but you'll find out in America, these people hate you so much that their laws do allow them to put hands on you.
You escalated the situation. If you escalated the situation and you made this happen. It's clear. It's clear as day. You escalated the situation.
At the end of all this, the guy will sue, and they may give him some money. You understand?
By shoving him.
But the police will still be on the force, doing it to other people. Doing it to other people, and this ain't his first time. He see old Karen upset and arguing, automatically he turns his head.
If they don't kiss the ring, they're arrested.
Looking at Karen, then he look at the brother.
If they don't kiss the ring, they're arrested, basically.
And grab the brother, of course.
If they don't kiss the ring, they're arrested.
And whoever got the camera, I ain't sure what nation he is, but he told the cop, "Oh, whoever kissed the ring gotta feel your wrath," huh? And that's what it is. If you don't kiss the ring, meaning bow down to them in power and jump at their every command, they will attack you.
You gotta keep your hands off of him. What's going on between you? It don't matter. It don't matter. Nothing happened? Did he pay for this stuff? Yes. You don't put your hands on me. We're gonna go talk outside. You pay for yourself. Nothing happened. You don't put your hands on those young kids.
So now they're going outside. The cop's saying, "Let's talk about it outside. Let's go outside."
Excuse me.
Because he want to go in privacy and maybe whoop this cat behind some more.
Excuse me.
Because of his hatred.
I'm gonna make sure.
Because of his hatred.
He's gonna hurt that man. He's gonna hurt that
Fast
man.
forward to toward the end. So now they outside talking.
I'm right here.
You should have put your hands on me. We weren't fighting. We was talking. We weren't pushing. We didn't touch each other. Only I just said, don't put your hands on me. You cannot put your hands on me. No, you can't. Not without just reason. I didn't cuss.
Like at this point, he don't even care what happened in the beginning. He just want this guy arrested.
Come on.
For mouthing off.
You literally
Don't tell me
escalated
not
the
to touch
situation.
you,
They were talking
nigga.
to each other. No pushing happened until you pushed them. No one pushed anything until you pushed them.
So now he's going to arrest him anyway. He putting the
I was
cuffs on.
standing right there. No one pushed anyone until you pushed them, officer. Come on.
He putting the cuffs on him. Because they got no heart. And they sure enough ain't got no love for us. Come on now. That's it. That's all I need.
Troy Lee Billups.
Give me the next one with Derek Chauvin. Get the beast and the murderer of George Floyd. You understand? Because he's back in the news. Let's see why.
Derek Chauvin to change not guilty plea on charges of violating George Floyd's civil rights.
So again, he pleaded not guilty with his trial and was found guilty anyway on certain charges. You understand? Now he wants to come back to court and change his plea to not guilty. Read, and most likely is so he can get some of that time off. They probably telling him, man, in order to get the time dropped down, because they want to give him the time off, they want to let him out. So I'm sure his lawyers and the police and the judge and everybody figuring out ways how to get him out of here. You understand? And the only thing holding him back probably is his plea of not guilty. So now he want to change it back to guilty. If he can do that, they could probably use that and find a law
stipulation
that shortens his sentence to get him back home. Read the story.
Khan, Chauvin and 3 other police officers were indicted in May on charges of depriving Floyd of his rights while acting under government authority in May 2020.
They choked this man for 9 minutes. This devil choked this man, knee on his neck for 9 minutes with cameras rolling and everything. He didn't care. He didn't care because he understood something, that this is what we do. He understood that. You understand? It's just right now the Lord has America at war with each other. So you got a lot of people with power fighting against the devils that want to murder us in front of legally. You know, they got power too, but you got 2 groups with power fighting against each other. You understand? And so now there got to be laws, and they got to have a show. Whenever it gets too public, they got to show and pretend at least that they give a damn at least about this public lynching. You understand? Because that's the only reason why it went to trial and anybody gave a damn, is because the government is at war with each other. You understand? So on national TV, he murdered this man, choked him, and stopped his breathing for 9 minutes. And then they had to go prove that that's what killed him in court. Everybody saw the video, but once again, their heart is not like our heart. Their mind is not like our mind. We saw what it was. They saw what it was, but they interpreted a whole nother way because we are the people that they hate. And when they see us getting hurt or see us being oppressed or murdered, the hatred is what governs everything they see. And a lot of them don't even realize the hate that they have inside of them. We've been fighting these people since Isaac and Rebekah. In the belly, in the womb, Jacob and Esau was tussling and fighting against each other, man. So there's an inherent spirit in them that fights against us even when they try not to. Even when they try not to, the crookedness comes out because the Lord made them crooked. That's why there was a whole feeling when O.J. Simpson was found not guilty. There was a whole feeling amongst them and a whole feeling amongst us. No matter what your opinion was, black people figured that he did it and killed the white girl. White people figured that he did it and killed the white girl. But for him to get off created a whole nother emotion in us that was different. There's always different from theirs. There was always different from theirs. The Rodney King beating. White people saw the same beating we saw, but they felt a whole nother way about it than black and brown people felt. You understand? Because they seeing it through that inherent hatred that they have for us. And they can't get rid of that hatred because they are the people of hatred. You understand? And once again, we read in all these stories to show how much police hate us. Read on.
Khan, Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis police officer who was convicted of murdering George Floyd, plans to change his not guilty plea to federal charges that he violated George Floyd's civil rights.
Go ahead.
A filing in the district court in Minneapolis indicated that Chauvin will appear at 9 a.m. Wednesday to enter a new plea.
So that's this morning. I guess we'll find out, what happened. Did they let him do it or no? And what does it mean that he's changing his plea? Go ahead.
Khan. The notice did not say how he intends to change his plea. Chauvin's attorney, Eric Nelson, did not immediately reply to a request for comment.
Go ahead.
The attorney office declined to comment. Chauvin and 3 other former officers, Thomas Lane, Jae Kung and Tao Thao, were indicted in May and accused of depriving Floyd of his civil rights while acting under government authority May 25, 2020. Floyd, 46, was held down, face down, handcuffed and not resisting in a restraint that
He was
reported.
handcuffed behind his back, held down on his stomach, you understand, which, by the way, police aren't supposed to do. If they handcuff you behind your back, they're not supposed to lay you on your stomach, supposed to put you on your side at least so that you could breathe. But he was on, that's the rules of the police. But once again, these things ain't enforced when they murder us by breaking these rules. So then he's on his stomach, and the devil put his knee on the brother's neck, on the back of his neck, cutting off his air. Go ahead.
They pleaded not guilty in September. Chauvin, who knelt on Floyd's neck for 9.5 minutes, was convicted in April on state charges of second and third degree murder, as well as second degree manslaughter. He was sentenced to 22.5 years in prison in June.
So obviously this plea, it will somehow shorten that 22 years. Read that. Go to the last paragraph if you can. It should be right there. I believe so.
Yes. In a separate federal indictment,
now,
Chauvin,
this is a whole separate case. They was bringing up his past record. One of them, he said, in a separate indictment that he's being indicted for now, that he's going to have to face this. Go ahead.
In a separate federal indictment, Chauvin also is charged with depriving a 14-year-old boy of his civil rights in an encounter.
Depriving a 14-year-old, he's a black boy too, 14-year-old black boy. He deprived him of his civil rights by doing what?
During an encounter in September 2017, in which
2017, what he do?
Which he is accused of holding the boy by the throat and striking his head multiple times with a flashlight.
So this young black brother, he grabbed him by the throat and beat him across his head with a flashlight, man. Why? Because he hates us. That's why. Why'd he beat the boy? Because he hate him. Why'd he put his knee on George Floyd? Because he hate him. He might live, he might survive with my neck on his neck, but who gives a damn? I can't stand him or none of his people. You understand? These people hate us. And that's just how it is. That's just the truth. You understand? Go to that next one about the judge. The judge asks for forgiveness. Guess what? Not only do the police, and we say this all the time, but the entire court system hates us. The judge hates us, man. The judge that was just the judge for Rittenhouse, he showed his hatred for us and our people since the beginning. He was a Trump supporter. He was letting this Trump Make America Great Again music play during the court session with Kyle Rittenhouse. You understand? They thought white people, the white world, they thought Kyle Rittenhouse was so adorable. They thought he was so adorable. He beat that case. They were commenting, good. Let that adorable, handsome white boy go home to his family and start his career and this and that. Trying to get him in the university, you know what I'm saying? They want all the best for theirs. He killed because of a protest for murdering a black man. Now, we don't want to hear none of that. Let this beautiful white boy go with his blue eyes and rosy cheeks. Oh, he cried. That broke all that. That broke Edomites. That broke the whole white kingdom when he cried. White people sat home and said, oh my God. They probably grabbed their kids and said, look at him. Oh, this is wrong. This is wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling my senator. Them ones with the money probably made so many calls. Who called this judge? Judge go have dinner with a lot of these politicians. Oh yeah, judge, listen, I got a call from, one of my constituents, and so and so and so and so. He owns that whole neighborhood, owns that. Yeah. So what's going on in the trial? Oh, and then it's dog whistles. They don't never say it directly. That ain't how they move. They don't say directly, listen, you gotta, let this kid win. They don't say that, but they say other things to compliment, and other things they call a dog whistle. To let whoever they're talking to know, listen, be kind to this kid or not. If it's one of us, they'll say things to let the judge know, be a little harsh on this person. You know what I'm saying? We want him out of here. When it's us, you understand? Read. Where we at?
Judge asked for forgiveness after video shows repeated use of N-word in her home.
Right. We're going to listen. This is a judge. Once again, this is the one sending us to prison or not. These are the people sitting over us. Love Trump, want to make America great again, which means be tighter laws and a tighter boot on black and brown people. That's what make America great again means. And they support this. These are the people deciding our life here. This is a female judge deciding our life. And this is how she feel when she at home. There's a whole video. If we could play that video, let's play it. Read a little bit more.
Why are the lights
more first? No sweat. No problem.
A judge in Louisiana, Michelle Oden, has asked for forgiveness and understanding after a video surfaced capturing a series of racist remarks as her family gathered to watch security footage of an attempted burglary at their home.
So once they get caught, they appeal and apologize to your Christian heart. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I'm sorry. They're not sorry for saying it. They're not sorry for thinking that way. They're sorry for getting caught. They're sorry that you saw it. That's what they're sorry for. They're sorry that you saw it. I'm sorry. You wasn't supposed to see that. My sons wasn't supposed to let this video get out. Damn them. That's what the sorry is. Sorry that you saw them and you witnessed it. You understand? That's the only thing she's sorry for. She apologized. You understand? Now let's watch the video. And your Christian bleeding heart going to say, oh, we forgive her. She said, I'm sorry. You can't judge nobody. Remember, you can't judge. Don't judge lest she be judged. And they don't understand that scripture. Go ahead.
The son goes, why are the lights when I pull up in the whip, they be saying, God damn.
Like, why are your lights on? They're like, pull up.
And mom's yelling, nigger, nigger.
Stop it. Go back to the beginning. So it starts off, they laughing about, they caught it on video, how they caught this black guy on their property. And I don't know what he was doing, who knows? Robbing, surveilling, casing the place, who knows? Maybe not. Could be a whole lie that he was trying to rob them or burglarize them, whatever. But they caught him on video. You understand? They talking about the video now. They playing it back and talking about it. This judge and her children. And the children said, look, she said, why are your lights on? Why you do this and that in the video? And the children say, all you hear is mom hollering, nigger, nigger, get the nigger. This is her at home. This is the real her, the natural her. She watching the video and they remembering how it was so funny when mom just screaming, you nigger, nigger, get the nigger. Now listen to it.
The son goes, why are the lights when I pull up in the whip, they be saying, God damn.
Like, why are your lights on? They're like, pull up.
And mom's yelling, nigger, nigger.
Oh, Ken, we have a nigger. It's a nigger. Like a roach.
Look,
she even repeated it.
No, I came from the backside.
Look, he trips over the He trips twice. He trips twice.
I was the only one running. That's me. Kenny was standing. I'm the one that took him down. Kenny's just standing there.
He lied. That was his wallet.
So that's it. So they just laughing how they caught some brother on their property. You understand? And the judge who decides life or death for black and brown people also, when she's at home, she look at us like niggers. And she says it freely and laughs about it. Her and her children. They laugh about it. You understand? Because the court system hates us. Like they prove time and time and time again. You understand? Go to the next one. He was put through the ringer. Now we're going to show you how the school system hates us too. The police, we know the citizens hate us. Ahmaud Arbery and everybody else. You understand who murder us? American citizens hate us. The police hate us. The judges hate us. The DA and Justice Department hates us. The lawyers hates us. The lawyer says, stop all these niggas. That he didn't say nigga, but he had to be respectful. All these black pastors come into this, to the damn courtroom every day. Then, of course, he apologized. He had to plead to your Christian heart to forgive him. You understand? So the whole court system is against us, from the police, the American citizen, and your school system is against us. The school system can't stand us. You understand? Let me know when you're ready for this story. The school system cannot stand us either, man. They're evil to black teachers. They're evil to black students. You understand? They can't stand us. You understand? A lot of you didn't have to stand up for your child or heard reports of your child going through something from some devil at the school. I done been through it. You understand? My son told me some devil was trying to give him bad grades because he wouldn't stand for that flag. I think I scared the entire school because I sent everybody an email, but it was directed toward her. And I CC'd the whole goddamn school. And brother, them white teachers, she never called me, mind you. She never called, and she was scared. The Edomite male teachers, a couple of them called me just to calm me down because they probably thought I was on my way to the school. He talking, and all I told him, he will never salute that goddamn flag. And if you fail him, if you attempt to fail, if he gets a C on his goddamn grade, I'm holding you responsible. You know what I'm saying? I said it to everybody. So they said it was some mistake. She didn't mean, they misunderstood. It was a misunderstanding and all that was, the devil's lie. You understand? So I let it go, but I knew the warning was there. You understand? And they wasn't going to press mine. And he was not standing for no flag ever, and that was that. Right. You understand? But they'll try to be passive aggressive with our students in school, man. We're about to read a story where they wasn't so passive aggressive. They was full out aggressive because this is how they can be. You understand? The ones that are not fully aggressive, they are passive aggressive toward our children a lot. You understand? You'll see this most commonly with a white female teacher and a young black student, a young black boy. You understand? Read what you got.
He was put through the ringer. Boston jury awards black teacher $1.7 million in a lawsuit where he claims he was retaliated against for complaining about discrimination.
So he got $1.7 million after taking him to court, after his life was halfway ruined, of course. You understand? Really, he got about a little under $1 million because the rest of the money went to lawyers and all the fees that he accumulated fighting the damn case. You understand? That's where most of it went. He was allowed to bring some home, but he's damaged. He's physically damaged because of what he went through. You understand? Read.
Charles Sherman Neal, a former teacher at Boston Community Leadership Academy, was awarded $1.7 million on December 7th by a Succoth County jury that found the Boston schools retaliated against the black male teacher for putting in numerous discrimination complaints. However, the jury...
He was complaining, and he wasn't scared to report it. He would complain. He put in these complaints. He filed it on paper, and they got sick of him. They got sick of him. He was the only black man at this school also. And he was complaining that these people are racist here. They doing things that are racist. And they just got tired of them because they want to be able to be racist and be free and not have nobody complain. Because if he wasn't there, them white teachers wouldn't give a damn because all of them hate us. All of them hate us. Sometimes it's their job to teach us and to act like they're kind, act like they don't hate us. Sometimes they're in a job or position where they can't show their hatred. You understand? But Donald Trump freed a lot of them up. A lot of them ain't scared to show it. And they ain't scared of putting their job in jeopardy either. You understand? He done showed them the way of how to make America great again, which is to oppress and be rude and evil and terrorize black and brown people. Read on.
In a lawsuit. However, the jury disagreed with his claims of discrimination in a lawsuit filed by his attorney. He
couldn't even get that much. They didn't agree with a lot of his files of discrimination or the racist part. Read. But what did it say after that? After discrimination?
With his claims of discrimination in a lawsuit filed by his attorney, Neal claimed that he suffered from depression and anxiety after being terminated from the school where he was hired to start a gym program. His condition was so severe that he was reported to be restricted to the confines of his home and struggled to do simple tasks like focusing while watching television.
Like trying to be amongst these people like that, man, and trying to change them and trying to get them to be nice to you, you fighting an uphill battle. You can never win. You can never win because the Lord made them the way they are. And his attempts on reporting them and discriminating and still working there and still trying to fight them and still working there and still trying to fight them caused him physical damage, man, anxiety and depression, mental and spiritual sicknesses, man. This cat suffered going through that. Read.
Neal's troubles began around 2008 when he initially worked at the BCLA on a part-time basis. When he would often raise concerns over the school's hiring practices, where he claims were racially discriminatory.
Right, even their hiring. He saw that their hiring practices were racist. Go ahead.
However, he was given a permanent teaching position 4 years later, court documents stated. Neal, the only black teacher at BCLA, claims he was also a victim of discrimination after several incidents, including when he said cameras were installed in the gymnasium where he taught classes, but none in any of the other teachers' classrooms without notifying him in advance, which is contrary to our district policy.
You see that? He's supposed to start their gym program, right? He up in the gym room. They install a camera in the gym room. So they talking in their offices, what's up with this black guy that we have now? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I don't like black guys. I don't like this and that, this and that. It's all right. It's all right. They're around our children. He's around our kids. We have to do it, man. The policy says we have to do it. Put a camera in that gym room. We want cameras in that gym room, and let him know. He better know it's a camera on him just in case he want to steal something out the gym room. You know what I'm saying? He is black. They do steal. They are criminals and thugs. You understand? Listen, how else they came at this brother. Go ahead. And imagine feeling like that. You're the only nigga there, first of all. You understand? And you seeing a lot of racist things and you reporting it. Then they put a camera in there. And don't do that for no other teacher. They ain't watching no other teacher while they conducting their class. But him in the gym room. You understand? They going to steal one of their volleyballs? One of their duck goose ropes or something? You know what I'm saying? They put a camera in there to watch him. Listen what else they did. Go ahead.
Another adult was placed in Neal's class to monitor the girls' locker room when he taught.
Look, yeah, they put another adult. He had to have a chaperone just to watch him in the gym room because the girls' locker room was right there. Go ahead.
But the school did not do that when a white teacher male substituted for him.
Right. Like he missed a day and the substitute came in was white. They didn't have that chaperone in that day. That white guy, that white teacher, substitute teacher for him, he could have did what he wanted with them little girls in the locker room if he chose. That's why when all those molestation cases come out, it'd be some weird, depraved white man who done got away with it for years because they don't look at each other and don't treat each other, like nasty criminals and weirdos, even though they are.
Right.
Even though they are. But black and brown people, they make it known that we think you're a criminal, we think you're this, we think you're that, so we just gonna watch you. What is Mr. Jones in my class for? It's just for the safety of the students. The girls' locker room is right there. We just don't want any problems. How does that make a man feel? You understand? Go ahead.
Once the school took nearly 2 months to reactivate his swipe card, forcing him to be buzzed in when he got to the school.
They show you they don't want you. They want you to quit. Some authority somewhere say we got to hire a black. So they hire a black, right? Then they don't validate his card. So he got to be buzzed in like he a visitor every goddamn day for 2 months, man. That's passive aggressive, man. Even the school board hates us. Read.
In the fall of 2014, just 3 days after being complimented by the headmaster, Neal was placed on administrative leave while the school investigated misconduct claims against him.
Right.
2 years later, he was fired by Superintendent Tommy Chang, who cited incapacity as the reason behind terminating the employee. While the case went into arbitration, Neal got his job back.
Stop after periods. Just make sure you stop after periods. Read that again about the incapacity.
2 years later, he was fired by Superintendent Tommy Chang, who cited incapacity as his reason behind terminating the employee.
And listen, first they suspend him and give him a leave. You understand? He come back. They still don't leave him alone. End up firing him. Go ahead.
While the case went into arbitration, Neal got his job back only to be fired once more.
So he fought for it, got it back. He still wanted to be amongst these white folks. Hopefully they changed their mind after all this. Hopefully they straight and not crooked no more like the Lord made them. Hopefully they could see that I'm willing to endure this and to come back and to be a teacher. They could now have some mercy on me. They see they didn't beat me. They didn't did this. Now the normal human would have some compassion. Like, oh, we didn't put him through the ringer and he's still coming back. Let's stop all this. Let's be kind to him. Not these people. These ain't that kind of people, man. They get worse. He ended up getting fired again. Read on. End up firing him again.
When the Boston public schools did to him was despicable. you know what I mean, Kajeva said in a statement to the Globe, this is a man who had cancer and overcame it and went to work right away, and he was put through the ringer.
Con, go ahead.
They had no basis to believe that this person could fulfill the They had no basis to believe that this person couldn't fulfill the obligations of his job. They just got tired of his complaints and didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah, meaning he was good at his job. He did his job. There was nothing wrong with how he performed. They were just tired of his nigger complaints. They were tired of him mentioning their racism. They don't mind you seeing their racism. They have a problem once you start talking about it. They don't mind that we see the police murder black and brown people in the streets. They don't mind that. They don't like when we march and complain about it. They don't like when we talk about it. You understand? Make them want to murder us more. That's why when you protest, the police start to whoop your ass. You understand? For marching. They murder us. You protest, which is legal in America. Which is legal, the protest. You know what I'm saying? You have a right to protest. You understand? And they still beat you for it. And sometimes murder you for it. You understand? This is what happens to us. Give me one more. Give me a humiliating. It starts with humiliating. 2 more of these stories of how the school system hates us also.
Humiliating, disgraceful, and unacceptable.
Humiliating, disgraceful, and unacceptable. Go ahead.
Lawsuit filed after mother claims an Ohio school forced her daughter to eat food from the trash.
Another white teacher forcing a black child to eat food out of the trash. To eat food out of the trash. They do not treat us like they treat their babies, man. They don't treat us like that. But the Bible warns us who they are. So we should expect that and we should know that. And we should operate accordingly. You understand? Go ahead.
Latasha Williams, an Ohio mother, has filed a federal lawsuit against the Lorain City School District Board of Education and Monica Summers Fritzstein, a Palm Elementary School employee who was accused of forcing Williams' 9-year-old daughter to eat food taken from a lunchroom garbage bin.
So who that? Kana said in that video we played earlier, who was that? The judge? I think she's talking about the judge, right? Even called us roaches. You understand? I didn't even hear that part, but man, that just goes to show more proof. They can't stand us. When they ain't got to be professional no more and they get from behind that bench, even behind the bench, they exercise their racism, but they professionally exercise their racism against us. You understand? They go home. It's hell. Ain't no more restraints. Niggas and spicks, we just roaches and then niggas to them. Get the nigger, bunch of roaches. You understand? That's how we are to them. The water says, Salaki to cut you off. Read that again, Yedaya.
A Palm Elementary School employee who was accused of forcing 9-year-old Williams' 9-year-old daughter to eat food taken from a lunchroom garbage.
9-year-old, what's that, the 4th grade? 4th grade child, man. Force her to eat food taken from the goddamn, do it say bathroom trash? The lunchroom trash can. Read and let's show.
It's humiliating, it's disgraceful, and it's unacceptable. Cleveland attorney Jared Klebler told 19 News every citizen, including children, has the right to bodily integrity. The child victim had her constitutional rights violated by the
and in all these rules, every student has the right to, what it say? Bodily integrity. Really, that's talking about white kids. White people understand that that's mostly talking about white kids because they violate us all the goddamn time. The police in the school violate us, the school police, videos where they beating young teenagers down, black teenagers, man, teachers. You understand? This is just another example. Those rules, white people don't really apply that to us. All men are created equal in the Constitution. All men have a right for the pursuit of happiness. That's in the Constitution. But white America understands that that's talking about white America. That wasn't applying to us. Read on.
It says the mother states that possibly an the mother states on November 21st, possibly an error as the date was Sunday. After taking a few bites of her waffles from her school lunch, Williams' daughter got the attention of Palm Elementary School principal Deborah Hoska.
So 9-year-old girl, right? Eating her waffles in the morning. She didn't like it. My son tell me too sometimes. He come home, he said, "Oh, Dad, I didn't like the lunch today. I didn't eat anything. What we got in the house? Or can I get them something from the store?" Sometimes they don't like the food. You understand? And I done learned you force a lot of these kids to eat some food they don't like, they're going to throw up all over your floor. You understand? So you ain't got to force them. They ain't going to die if they don't eat the meal. You understand? And now, read that last line again you just read.
It says, after taking a few bites of her waffles from the school lunch, Williams' daughter got the attention of the Palm Elementary School principal.
So she didn't like it. She got the attention, the principal's attention. Go ahead.
And asked if she could have the other food option being served that day.
Right. She said, "Can I get the other food options?" Because read this.
She refused the child's request.
Yeah, now she refused. Now, a lot of us think, well, that's normal sometimes. That's normal. I guess they can't have nothing. You understand? Read.
And told her she had to finish the meal on her tray, the family claimed. The fourth grader, who was black, walked over to a nearby trash can and threw the food away.
And just going to tell you, it's policy that the kids get an option. They got two different things there. And they got an option of what they want to eat. She didn't like this one. You know what I'm saying? And, of course, the white kids, anytime they want, if they don't like something, they get the other option with no problems, I'm sure. No problems. But this little black girl, she didn't like it. She was told she can't get the other thing. So she said, "Oh, well, I can't eat this. I'm going to throw up," like kids do. She got up and put the damn waffle in the trash. Go ahead.
Hundreds of other kids each day throw away the remaining food in their lunch trays without issue. The documents say.
You see? They got proof that kids do this every day. Every day. They don't like their kids. Whatever's left, they throw it away. They throw it away. I done visited my school kids, went to parent meetings and meetings in the school, and they served the food. Everybody throwing away that goddamn food they serve. Some people eat some of it, but they throwing it away. Kids don't like all of it or eat some of it. You understand? They throw it away. Trash full of food. You understand? It's what happens. That's that. Read.
Summer Friedenstein, who was white, had been standing next to the garbage bin when they were thrown away. She reportedly retrieved the waffles from the trash and instructed the young girl to get a paper.
So this white bitch, this Karen, you understand? This Edomite bitch. She's standing next to the cash. See this little niglet girl in her mind. This little niglet wasting our food. Who the hell is she, little niglet? I know she's on welfare. Who knows what she was thinking? She should appreciate this food. She's on welfare and her parents probably smoke crack, whatever. She was thinking all our racist hatred that's inherently in them when they're born. You understand? She looked at this little black girl throw the waffles away. She reached in the trash and took the waffles out of the trash. Read.
Not understanding why, but wanted to obey the adult's request.
And so she told her, "What? Go get some paper towels," right? So the little girl, look how respectful she is. She don't know why the teacher's telling her to get the paper towels, but she's respectful of her adults. And she go gets the paper towel. Go ahead.
Where she got her lunch and brought it back to Summers. Summers told the little girl to go sit down, that she would be required to eat the waffles that Summers dug out of the garbage.
She said, "You better eat these waffles. Sit down, eat these waffles that you threw away. You can't throw them away. Eat them." Go ahead.
Summers Friedenstein sat next to the girl, glaring at her, while all the other kids began to laugh at her.
Like she's sitting next to the little black girl while she got garbage waffles in front of other kids. The other kids are around watching this, laughing, and this devil bitch teacher, she enjoying it. She know the kids is laughing. She know they looking at her. She know this is abuse. And she just sat there glaring at her and staring at her. "You better eat these waffles." Go ahead.
Adding that the young girl began to feel ill after eating the food and later developed a fever.
She got physically sick from the trauma and the disgust of eating this food that was in the trash. You understand? She got physically ill. Teacher glaring at her, kids laughing at her. That'll cause trauma on a child, and this trauma will be with her all her life. All of her adult life, she'll remember this. Traumatized because of this. But these bastards, they don't understand. They so evil and so hateful, they don't understand, nor do they care, really. Nor do they care that she's going to suffer for the rest of her life from this. Read.
When she got home, she notified her mother of the incident, Since then, the child has suffered mental issues and required treatment.
You see that? This is the trauma, man. To go to the doctor because of the trauma she suffered, the humiliation. Read.
Kana Wakana. The investigation has since been launched in a statement obtained by Fox 8.
The investigation has been what?
Has been launched.
Oh, launched. Okay, go ahead.
Kana Wakana, in a statement obtained by Fox 8 that the district state that the authorities responded in accordance with board policy and past practice by placing any staff member who could potentially be involved in the incidents of this serious nature and immediately on immediate paid administrative leave pending an investigation.
So now they investigating it. Let's see. She's on paid administrative leave. So let's see. You understand? But this is how they treat us. Give me one more. Fueled by gun violence. No, Slocky. These are the facts. No. A Florida teacher. That one. Slocky. I ain't had this many stories. Slocky. About the Florida teacher.
A Florida teacher named
No
Florida teacher named Teacher of the Year felt a student's pushback on her award was a threat. Now she's arrested for child abuse after retaliating, allegedly striking the student.
You hear that? The Teacher of the Year. Oh, white people love their own, right? Nominated her Teacher of the Year. And then she was talking about it on a website and people commented. And this little girl had a problem with that because she know this ain't no Teacher of the Year. You understand? And so the teacher retaliated against this little black girl. You understand? Read the story.
Caroline Melanie Lee, a teacher at the Darnell Cookman Middle High in Jacksonville, Florida.
You able to put our picture up, Slocky? Does it take too much? No sweat. I want to put our picture up, man. Put this bitch's picture up. Always these damn Edomites, man. Can't stand us. Their hatred for us, it just doesn't stop. No matter what field you in. Hell, don't let me start about in the hospital. The racism in the hospital. That's a whole nother thing. Everywhere, every facet, these people hate us. Read. They can see that, right? Read.
A teacher at the Darnell Cookman Middle High in Jacksonville, Florida, was recently tapped as Teacher of the Year. However, just as she settled into her new honor, she was arrested and charged with third-degree felony child abuse for allegedly striking a student at the school.
Go ahead.
Lee is accused of hitting a girl who has not been named in the face, causing her nose to bleed after the student reportedly questioned.
Hit her in the face and busted her nose. Busted the little girl's nose. Wait till you see how young she is. Go ahead.
For the honor on social media.
She did what? Read that again.
Causing her nose to bleed after the student reportedly questioned Lee's appropriateness.
She questioned her appropriateness, meaning the little girl noticed teacher was a mean, evil bastard. You understand? And she questioned the appropriateness, meaning she didn't agree with the decision that this bitch was the Teacher of the Year. She didn't agree with it. As young as she is, she was very intelligent. She didn't agree with it. Go ahead.
In a since-deleted post, Duval County Public Schools shared Lee's photo, but instead of congratulatory remarks, some people in the comment section reportedly questioned whether the 60-year-old Lee was the same teacher who used the N-word and engaged in other microaggressions against students.
You see that? Because they know she ain't no nice damn teacher. She used the N-word, just like the judge, just like the other teachers. They nigger this, nigger that, because they hate us. You understand? And they are passive aggressive. That's what microaggressions mean. Meaning small little things that you might not be able to charge, but everybody sees it. You understand? Everybody sees it. It might not get her fired, but it's damn sure rude and racist. You understand? And white people pretend like they don't understand when we complain about those microaggressions. We complain about it all the time, but they say, it doesn't mean that. Oh, no, it's not that. Oh, no, you're seeing it wrong. That's just your opinion. Those are racist things that they do. They do them passive aggressively. You understand? And we damn sure know it. They know it, but it's so small and so subtle that you can't, they're not going to, a court or a board is not really going to charge for it. They'll give a warning, maybe. Say, don't say it like that. They don't like it. Don't say it like that. You know, that's the most she'll get, a slap on the wrist. Nothing really chargeable or punishable. Read.
On Friday, October 29th, Caroline Melanie Lee went to the first period class of the student and asked that the teacher if she could speak to the student privately.
So, what, did it say your grade? Say it again. Start again. No problem. Start again, though, on that part.
On Friday, October 29th, police say Caroline Melanie Lee went to the first period class of the student and asked that the teacher if she could speak to the student privately.
You hear that? She's not even the teacher of the student, but she went to the class of the child and asked her teacher, "Can I talk to her? I'd like to talk to the little girl, please." Go ahead.
The teacher later told the student, who does not have any classes with Lee,
Like, she's not even her student, but the teacher told him, so-and-so teacher, Mrs. Lee, she want to talk to you. Go ahead.
But the girl did not comply.
But then the girl was young, but she was smart enough to know I ain't going out there with her. You understand? The student said no, that she didn't comply. Go ahead.
Police reports say that Lee later returned to the same class and got the girl to leave with her.
So she left and then came back later, and this time she got the girl to leave with her. Go ahead.
School surveillance video showed Lee walking at an aggressive pace.
Like, she mad as hell, walking aggressively to get this little baby, man, this little black girl. Go ahead.
Walking at an aggressive pace to her classroom with the student. Following prior
Took the student out her class and marched the student to her own classroom. Go ahead.
A boy at the door to Lee's class was told to leave, and Lee and the girl went inside and closed the door.
So there's a boy in the classroom at the door. She told that boy, "You could get out of here. Let me talk to her alone. You get out of here." Kicked him out and closed the door. Now she in there. This little girl, this little baby is in there with this devil, this hateful devil by herself. Go ahead.
Once they were inside talking about the post, that Melanie Lee reached across the table and struck the girl several times, causing her nose to bleed.
Reached across the table and hit the girl several times. Bap, 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 smacking her in the face. Nose start bleeding. Did she feel bad that her nose was bleeding? Did she stop and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry"? Did she realize how evil she was in that moment? Hell no. Smacked her several times, made her nose bleed. Go ahead.
A few minutes later, the student was seen leaving the classroom holding her face, walking with a low demeanor to a guidance counselor's office where she reported the incident.
So she went and told on the teacher. She was smart. Left with holding her face with her head down. Go ahead. It's going to tell a little more about that beating. Go ahead.
Who had been at the door confirmed that
I think it's supposed to say the boy. It was a typo. The boy who was at the door said what?
The boy who had been at the door confirmed that all but a calm conversation took place in Lee's classroom, telling authorities.
He said, because she tried to lie, of course, say we talked calmly. I let her know, you know, what I was upset about once she told that she had hit her. And the boy said, a lot of things happened, but it sure wasn't a quiet conversation. Go ahead.
Telling authorities he heard shouting coming from inside.
He heard this woman cussing this child out, telling her off. Go ahead.
Principal Tyrus Lyles sent out a statement to students and the community via voicemail stating it's very disappointing, but I'm also compelled to share with you that one of our teachers was arrested on campus for child abuse.
Damn right. She ought to be. Go ahead.
Even more disappointing, the teacher is arrested is our recent teacher of the year.
Because you can abuse black kids and still win teacher of the year. You can abuse and hate black and brown children and still be looked at like a good teacher. You understand? Go ahead.
An investigation into the situation is said to be ongoing, and Lee has since been removed from the school and will not return pending the outcome of the findings. She has since been released on a reconnaissance and was ordered not to make contact with the student.
Go ahead.
Her next court date is November 27th.
Go ahead. It got to be something where it said when she's hitting her in the face, she was striking her. You see it?
You sent me
about that. Okay, Florida named teacher. Or maybe I'm mistaken. I'll just leave it there. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. It's too much. Let's go to the teaching while black. Well, I'm gonna go to these are the facts, but just read the title of the teaching while black one. There's a story. I just want to read the title of it.
Teaching while black is becoming a fireable offense.
You see that? Even the teachers are hated. Even the teachers are hated. You could get fired for being a black teacher in these schools, man. Especially if you're trying to go to these schools amongst mostly our oppressor. They can't stand your black skin, and just by you being there and being around, most of them, what you gone, you can be fired. But I ain't gonna get into that story right now. I'm gonna get into this next one. About these are the facts about the black educators. But you better believe that you can get fired for teaching black while black. Sitting on your porch while black, walking with your cell phone while black, selling Lucy cigarettes while black. Hell, getting in your car with your children while black, with your back to the police, no threat at all, no weapon while black. Getting arrested by the police, put in their wagon while black, put in their jail cell while black, pregnant in their jail cell while black. You understand? Pretty much anything you can get killed for in America doing while black. Your son out playing with his toy gun with the front is orange to show that it's a toy. He can get murdered playing with that toy gun while black. You like little Skittles? You go to the store to buy some Skittles. Come back home, you can get murdered eating them Skittles while black. You understand? It's a lot of ways we can get killed, man. I forget it once. Some dumb happened not too long ago. Some murder or some beating or something, but something stupid. Anything you do, you see, listen, for sure, you sitting on your porch drinking a beer with a beer can, you can get murdered. Drinking a beer on your steps, on your porch. You understand? You in your grandma's backyard with a cell phone in your hand, lit up and everything, you can get murdered because that could have been a gun with a light on it. You can get murdered. You understand? There's a lot of different ways we can get murdered, man. But there are white people that pointed guns at police and went home to see their family. They pointed the gun at the police, or some of them had the gun down to their side, daring the cop to shoot them. While they shoot in the air. Bop, bop, bop. And they went home to their family. Recently, Yediah brought out how them 2 kids, man, were shooting all at the police. And the police said, I don't want to kill these 2 kids. I don't want to shoot these 2 kids. And let them shoot at them until they had no more bullets. And then went in to arrest them. They went home. When it's their people, they go home. They go home. We don't go home. We could be unarmed, minding our business. We could just not get on our knees fast enough. We'll get punched and choked. And if you try to pull a hand off your neck so you can breathe a little bit, you can get shot. This is our world. Welcome to America. What you gonna do about it, Israel? Black and brown man and woman. How we gonna make this right? How you gonna get out of this condition, man? It's only one way to do it. We trying to tell you how to do it. You better join the ISUPK and repent and show the Lord that you worthy of a little tiny bit of mercy until our king come put this empire down. You understand? What you got?
These are the facts. Black educators silenced from teaching America's racist past.
And listen, this is a problem all throughout the schools, man. Black teachers are getting checked and getting disciplined for trying to teach about America's real past. They don't want you to teach about America's past. They want you to teach what they put in them books. They want you to teach these approved books. We approve these books. We like what they say. Teach them. You can't teach from no books that they ain't approved because these books might have facts in it. These books might have the true, horrible, murderous facts about this country. They call it critical race theory. You understand? Which just means the truth about America's evil, murderous history. They don't want you teaching that in school. And a lot of black teachers, they want to teach real history I mean, that is American history. It happened in America. But that part of history, white people don't want taught. They got rules and laws in some states where you can't teach that. You can't teach about America's racist past. You can't do it. You understand? Even though it's the truth, even though it's a fact, you understand? I had a Hispanic history teacher when I went to Temple. And he used to teach the truth, man. He used to go into it how murderous America was. He had a good class, man. I ain't sure the staff and everybody knew what he was teaching up in there. I don't know, because he was teaching it. And he was bringing out the truth and the bloodshed and all that nasty business. He was bringing it out. And then sometimes he'd pause and be mad and be like, they fucking lied. Sometimes he would curse, but I liked him. You understand? He said, they effing lied, man, because that's not how it went down. He was that type of dude. You know what I'm saying? And you got teachers like that. But white people do not want that to get out like that, man. They don't want the truth to come out. And so they fight tooth and nail. Give me a little bit of it.
History teacher Valentine White filled into the auditorium the first week of August for the customary back-to-school all-staff meeting at Walker Valley High School in Cleveland, Tennessee. What she heard shifted her outlook for the coming school year. On July 1st, a new law took effect banning the teaching of critical race theory in Tennessee.
A whole new law to ban CRT, critical race theory. A whole new law to ban and make illegal to teach about America's real racist and murderous history. You can't even do it. You got to teach you got to teach in the book. It say Columbus discovered America. You got to teach that, even though everybody knows it's a lie. And that's part of how the devil rolls. The devil will lie to you and deceive you. You'll know he's lying. He'll know you know he's lying. But he knows if he just keeps saying it and stick to it and never change and say, oh, it's the truth. No, it's the truth. No, it's real. No, and he'll tell the whole world. Guess what? After a while, the people that's fighting against it will say, I'll forget him. He ain't going to never tell the truth. And he'll keep saying it, and he'll keep saying it. And the people that like him will say, you know what? Yeah, he's right, even though they know it's a lie. Yeah, he's right. Thus, Donald Trump. Y'all know I just described Donald Trump and the Republican Party and all the racists in there. They say every Republican may not be racist, but every racist is a Republican, if you could understand. You understand? It might be a little overcoming his head. Just think about it. Go home later. Call me later. I'll explain it. You understand? Every Republican may not be racist. Who knows? We don't give a damn about the Republicans or the Democrats. But they find that every racist is a Republican and love Donald Trump. You understand? Read. Matter of fact, time. That's it on that. That's it on that. So you understand. Let's go to the tornadoes leave the trail. You understand? As you can see in the news, you see all this hatred, right? American citizens hate us. American police hate us. The American judges hate us. The DA hate us. The Department of Justice hates us. You understand? The school system hates us. And our babies, man. They all hate us. And that's why most of them are allowed to get away with terrorizing and oppressing and murdering us. Even murdering us, committing genocide against us. They're able to get away with it because everybody hates black and brown people, right? You understand? And because of their assaults, guess what? The Lord is still assaulting them because the Lord loves us. The God of Israel, the creator of the heavens and the earth and the stars and the grass and the moon and all the people in it and all the animals, that creator, the one who created all that, he loves us. He loves black and brown people. He loved them 12 tribes. Ain't no doubt about that. And they got a mighty powerful king. They got 200 million soldiers that ride with him, and they all love us. And that's all we need. So the Lord is still assaulting and beating the hell out of our oppressors, man. You understand? He's sending all type of storms and plagues and disease, but like we said earlier, just like he did in Egypt. Just like he did in Egypt. Let's get that. Out of tornadoes leaving a trail.
Tornadoes leave trail of devastation across 6 states. Scores dead.
Read it one more time.
Tornadoes leave trail of devastation across 6 states with scores dead.
Go ahead. With scores dead, man. A lot of people died. The Lord killed a lot of people during this assault he sent on America, man. Once again, the Lord sent the angels, man, to bring storms and different things. He said that the cloud, the chariots of the Lord, which are the UFOs, he said these things will be a curse in the house of the thief. And America is the house of the thief. And these chariots of the Lord, these so-called UFOs, you don't see them most times. But they come with storms. And they come with fury. You understand? Spinning and spinning. And they call them tornadoes. This is the work of the Lord, man. And his chariots come the water. You understand? Bringing these storms and tornadoes. These are the angels bringing these storms and tornadoes by orders of God. This is an attack on our oppressor. The Most High, he micro-managing them. He giving them small little hits there, here and there. Until, like I said earlier, the big showdown, the final war. That third woe, where he unleashed our black king upon this empire, man, to show exactly who's boss. Read the story.
Common officials said that there were at least 70 deaths in Kentucky, where many had been trapped inside a flattened candle factory, and there were 6 fatalities in a roof collapse at an Amazon warehouse in Illinois after severe weather ravaged the country on Friday.
So far, it's about 80-something dead people in Kentucky, Arizona, you understand? I think, did it say Illinois too? You understand? There's some dead people. They ain't finished the body count. They always pull more up later. And in the news, they just throw out a number because they need a number, because the news wants a number, so they throw it out there. But it's always lower than what it actually is. You understand? We may never hear the actual number because we living in the house of the thief and the liar. You understand? And the liar. Read.
Dozens of people were feared dead in communities across the Midwest and South were digging through the rubble on Saturday after a string of unseasonable powerful storms and tornadoes swept across 6 states overnight.
And they say these tornadoes made history, man. This assault that God sent by the hand of the angels on America's Midwest and Central America with these tornadoes and storms, they made history. There was never as many tornadoes going over as wide a land as these tornadoes, as powerful. You understand? They made history. Read.
Governor Andy Beshear of Kentucky said that at least 70 had been killed, and the state's death toll could increase to more than 100. The state was hit by 4 tornadoes, he said, including one that stayed on the ground for more than 200 miles.
And you see those videos, man. One cat was in his house. His piano survived. His piano survived. He sadly went and sat at his piano and just started playing music. Guess what? He had no roof. Half his roof was right behind him on the floor. You understand? There were wood and pieces hanging down his walls. You understand? But he got to that piano and started playing. Beautiful song he was playing. Sad music, because that's what he was feeling. He was feeling the Lord's wrath. You understand? He was feeling it. The Lord leveled this place. It looked like a bomb. The people were saying it looked like a bomb hit. It looked like a war zone, because the Most High going to war with America, man. That's what that was. That was just one assault in this war he bringing to America. The war ain't even, got big yet. You understand? Go to the next story. Fueled by gun violence. And once again, the Most High, he's assaulting our oppressors. Because they assault us, he assaults them right back. He said in the scripture, if thou will obey my voice and my every command and my laws and statutes, I'm paraphrasing, I will be an enemy to your enemies and an adversary to your adversary. That's in Exodus, man. That's what the Lord said. You understand? The Lord said he'll make your enemies his footstool. All we got to do is obey. All we got to do is obey. He's going to take the earth out of the hand of the wicked soon. All we got to do is obey, man. You mean to tell me eating pork is worth you being a slave forever? Ain't your freedom worth giving up pork, giving up weed, giving up shrimp, crab, lobster? Ain't your freedom worth it, man? Ain't a good life for your children and their children? Ain't it worth not celebrating Christmas, it's worth it, man. A lot of black people, you such slaves. You such slaves. You can't even see a world without this evil lying bastard that the Lord calls the wicked. Right. Only life you know is with him, and that's the only life you want. You can't even see black people running cities and owning businesses and running the world and everybody answering to black and brown people. You can't even see it in your dumb slave mind. Yet when you read the Bible, it's all I see. It's all I see. Because I've been taught this Bible right. And these are black men that are great in this Bible. These are black and Hispanics that did these great things in this Bible. And so I can full well seeing an earth ran by black people. Hell, a black man created the earth. His title is the Most High God. His name is Yahweh. You understand? He created everything, and he is a black man. He ain't that so-called white people, that skin they have. You understand? That thing is a curse. It's a curse. You understand? That pale skin, looking dead, seeing the blood through their skin, necks all red, face all red. Call them rednecks, pale face. That's a curse from the Most High because of what Cain did in the garden. Well, the Most High is assaulting these people because of what they do to us. Because of what they do to us. The Most High is letting these death angels and these demons run more rampant in these last days. Right before we get off this punishment, you're going to see this place filled with blood, man. Blood going to spill in these streets because the Lord is bringing America to a close. So he letting the demons have their way. He letting these unclean spirits convince people to do all type of evil and have their way. You understand? Because he's bringing America to a close. You better get prepared for it. Your church ain't going to save you in that day. You're going to burn with the church. You're going to burn with your Muslim mosques. You're going to burn with your Buddha statues and all your African idols. You're going to burn with all of it if you don't come home, man, and secure your safety. And the ISUPK, read. Give me Psalms 91:7.
Fueled by gun violence, cities across the U.S. are breaking all-time homicide records this year.
They are breaking all-time homicide records this year, man. Why? Because it's getting worse. It's getting worse. The Lord is giving the green light to more demons, man. He's allowing more evil to happen on this earth because he's about to bring it to a close, man. We in the last days. Paul said to wake up out of your sleep, man. It's high time to do it. You understand? Homicide is getting way high, man. I just watched the video. This is in Puerto Rico. It's supposed to be part of America, man. Where these brothers drove by and shot these brothers up, man. And these brothers that was in front of this store. Shot them up, drove up. First, it was another car. I peeped that. It was one car first that drove past away from the store. Then another car went past the store. These brothers in front of the store, about 6, 7 of them, and he shot them up, man. A couple of them escaped in the store. About 3 of them fell. 1 of them got shot, but as the car went by, he chased the car and started shooting. Then the other car came by, lit him up. So he ran back to the group that was on the ground, and he fell because he was hit. You understand? You would think it was over, right? Somebody in the shop came out, and he was trying to help one of the guys that was shot on the ground, trying to help them get in the shop. They reached out their hand and slid to the door. These cats, 3 of them ran back, started shooting them up again. This guy ran in the store who was out the store. They killed him. They was definitely dead after that. Then they ran. Then they came back again, I bought, just to make sure everybody was dead. Bop, bop, shooting the bodies. Bop, 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 shooting the bodies. It was a rough thing to see, man, but this is going on in America. That was Puerto Rico. This is America, and that's the same thing is happening, man. Amongst the 12 tribes. It's happening because the Lord is cleaning house, man. He cleaning house. Book of Ezekiel, he told Ezekiel to prophesy, you know, and that he was going to clean house amongst Israel. He said, start at my house. I'm paraphrasing. He says, begin at my house. He told the prophet to go and utterly destroy those who do not sigh and cry for the evil that's being done. They okay with the murder and the evil that's being done in America. You understand? Then the Lord said, go and utterly destroy them. Start at my house first. Start with my people first. Read. You got more? Oh, Slock. Is there more in the story? That's it. It's time. It's time. Let's get the scripture. Psalms 91 and 7. Throw out of you there. Like the Lord is causing the streets to start filling with blood, man. It's getting crazy out here. Getting crazy. If you can do it, I'd advise you to get your license to carry and have your weapon on you. You understand? Because one thing these demons don't realize a lot of times, and the people that's allowing these demons to control them, they go to rob you. They ain't expecting you to shoot back. It's a lot of stories with somebody running some shop and try to stick the people up or put a gun in somebody's face, and somebody in the shop pull out their gun and end up murdering the crooks. You understand? It's a sad way, man. I wish people wouldn't have to go through that, man. But it's all because of our oppressor. His oppression causes us to do what else you gonna do? If he don't give you no opportunity, you constantly being oppressed. There's no justice for us out here. This life is horrible here. You resort to crime. Even white people did it. The Italians came over here and struggled, and they were the crime families. It was the mafia. They were criminals. Until the government decided we got to give them businesses and jobs and let them get their businesses so the murder can stop. The Irish, the same thing. Same thing. They were criminals and mob bosses, same thing. Germans, the Polish, the Russians, forget about it. They come over here with crime families. And what does the government do? The government say we got to let these guys go ahead and get their businesses with their drug money and their murder money and have businesses to keep money. That would kill the murder down. They ain't got the murder for money. You know what I'm saying? No more. But with us, they don't operate like that. They don't say, let's give them businesses, let them get some businesses so the murder can stop. No, the murder amongst us, they allow that. That part is fine. Once again, they hate us. So we just got to prepare for it. And we got to see what Satan is doing on this earth before our king comes back. Read.
Oh God, this book of Psalms 91, verse 7. 8,000 shall fall at thy side.
Listen, and things going to get a lot worse. So much worse that the Lord say 1,000 is going to fall at our side. We're going to witness thousands of murders and death and bloodshed before this thing is over with. 1,000 is going to fall at your side. Go ahead.
And 10,000 at thy right hand.
And 10,000 right at your right hand. Right at your right hand. I know I saw the video of them brothers in Puerto Rico murder, but that stuff we're going to start seeing in the streets. We're going to look out our window and start seeing things like that. You understand? We best prepared. ISUPK, we surely preparing. We're going to protect ours. You best believe that. We're going to start seeing this bloodshed and this death and this murder right next to us. Go ahead.
But it shall not come nigh thee.
But guess what? We serve the man who's in charge of death and life. We serve the God who you can't even die unless he give permission. You can't kill nobody unless he give permission. Nothing dies and nothing lives unless he give permission. Now, if you work for him, death ain't nothing to you. You ain't never got to fear death working for him. And we work for him in the ISUPK, in the Most High hand, the water for his mercy. You understand? He said it shall not come near us. That's what nigh thee mean. Nigh thee means near you. This death and this blood being spilled in the street, it ain't going to come near us if we serving the Lord. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Only with our eyes we going to behold, meaning we definitely going to see it. We're going to see a lot of horror and terribleness, man, on these streets. Tell you, prepare your wife and kids. Be ready to console them because they're going to see it and it's going to be hurtful. It ain't going to be nothing nice. We're going to be hurt by it. You understand? It ain't going to be nothing nice at all. You understand? But we only going to see it. It ain't going to touch us. Just like with Job, Satan ain't going to have permission to touch us. Just like the Lord didn't give him permission to touch Job. Then when he gave him permission to touch Job, he said, you're not allowed to touch his life. God controls all that, the Most High God of Israel. So we stand strong in this truth. We ain't got to worry about none of these things we're going to see, but we are going to see it. And guess what it's going to be called? Guess what God calls what we see? Guess what God calls all that death we seeing and the murder rate and the homicide and the blood that's going to be spilled that we're going to see. He calls it this. Read.
And see the reward of the wicked.
Only with your eyes you're going to behold, meaning see, the reward of the wicked. The reward of the wicked. That's what we're going to be witnessing. Although it's going to be terrible, and a lot of our family and friends and loved ones who don't want to serve the Lord, who don't want to come to the school, you understand? They got the chance now. They got the chance now. But when that blood starts spilling, just like the people did with Noah, then they're going to want to change and convert. But the rain going to start already. The rain going to start already. The water going to start to rise already. It's going to be too late. You believe they was floating and knocking on that ark, on the bottom of it, of course, because they was in the water. Noah, no, we believe you now. It's too late now. Scriptures say, just like that day was, so is the coming of the Son of Man. Christ coming back in the same way, man. A lot of people going to want to change their mind in that day when the blood starts spilling in this street, when things get terrible and horrible before your eyes. But, you know, it might be too late for a lot of you. We pray the Lord have mercy and still take you. That's what we pray in the ISUBK, but for a lot of people, it's going to be too late. But that is called the reward of the wicked. Shalom. I'm your man, General Priest Micah Allah. I'm rolling with Officer Yediah and Officer Ibad Hayah. Israel, you got to repent. It's time, man. It's time. Shalom.
Hey, I'm just following orders. Let me get one of those slow motion pictures, bro. One of those slow motion pictures. You gotta shoot at 60 frames per second. Come on,
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit. You see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to bullshit. They see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army, going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Shorty like, damn, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 in the booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Ooh, keep on stopping, got this bitch off the hand, got the juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, it's assault. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit. Hey. One way, one way, one way, one way, one way. Coming up on my I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settle and see. You locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's One West. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause it's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on this beat. Hope you like it well done. Got them killers rolling with me and they all red rum, red rum, red rum. Got you fucking scared some. Get the banging on this beat till my fucking head numb. Black Glock, red drums, black and yellow Air Ones. Homie, you ain't got a vest. I suggest you wear one.
Told these niggas we was going up. They was doing a lot of talking. Now these niggas ain't saying shit.
Feeling like a legend in this shit, lil nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third, lil nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his wife left him. We all stepping, kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, but you doing life. These hands are rude GPS, a mean right. That's mean right, we build different, you know the vibes. And we stamped it authentic, we notarized. I keep a 140
144 because I know a kind. Noah's Ark, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap when I'm with Cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoke until we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym.
They say they